comment,
and subscribe for more content.
Where's the notification bell?
It's to the right of you.
Oh.
What's up, guys? It's DK Russell here from a Funko Popcast, and in today's video, I'm going to be making my top 10 list of Deadpool Funko Pops. But before that happens, make sure you press the subscribe button for more content like this video in the future, and press the little bell beside it to be notified of when that future content gets released. But anyways, guys, let's check it out. So like I said, today's video is a top 10 list of Deadpool Funko Pops in honor of not only this year, but more specifically this month's 30th anniversary of Deadpool's first appearance in the Marvel Comics. So without further ado, let's kick off with my number 10 pick. Coming in at number 10, it is the 10-inch blue and yellow Deadpool exclusive to Walmart. First off, the reason I like this is the pose of Deadpool, where he's got the thumbs up and then he's got the gun in his one hand. I've always wanted a Deadpool pop that was like that, especially the common variant. I've always wanted that for some reason, but I've never gotten my hands on it. I do love the blue and yellow looks. It's the X-Men look, if I'm not mistaken. Reasons at number 10, though, is, first of all, it's a 10-inch and there's no 4-inch variant of this pop, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, let's check out my number 9 pick. So coming in at number 9, I kind of teased this already. It is the Deadpool with this thumbs up, the 4-inch variant. Like I kind of mentioned, I've always wanted this Deadpool pop for some reason, but I've never gotten my hands on it, and I don't know if I'm going to, but it's still a really cool pop. I love the idea of his thumbs up and he's got the gun in his hand. Reason it's a little low on my list is because I feel there are a little bit more detailed Deadpools as we get farther into this list, but other than that, it's still a great pop. So let's check out my number 8 pick. So coming in at number 8, it is the Deadpool as Bob Ross pop. A lot of people really love Bob Ross. I remember when Marvel made that video of Deadpool dressed up as Bob Ross, and Deadpool's kind of like painting different things, but it just looks so horrible, but he's being so funny at the same time. I love the way that they made this, where it's this huge paintbrush. You got like the afro going on like Bob Ross had, and then you have like the little paint palette also. I think that's really cool, and that kind of brings out the comedic standpoint of how Deadpool is, so it totally makes sense that they would have Deadpool dressed up as a bunch of things, and that's basically a lot of the Deadpool pops that have been made. It's Deadpool doing something funny or dressed up as something funny in a sense. Reason it's a little low on the list is because I don't really know Bob Ross all that much. My co-host MD knows a little bit more about Bob Ross than I do, but other than that, it's still a cool pop. But let's check out my number 7 pick. Coming in at number 7, it is the Amazon exclusive Deadpool dressed up in the chicken suit. I think this is a pretty cool pop. I love the idea of Deadpool dressing up as a chicken. He's got the drumstick in his hand, and he's even got the bucket of chicken that has the Deadpool logo on it. I think that's really cool. This pop kind of gives me hope that for one of the lineups I collect, which is Toy Story, that we get an Al McWiggin pop in his chicken suit. I think that would be great. It's a pretty detailed pop. But anyways, let's check out my number 6 pick. So coming in at number 6, it is the recently announced Dino Pool pop for the 30th anniversary lineup. I think this pop looks really, really awesome. I mentioned it on a recent episode of a Funko Popcast. It's such a nice detailed pop, and when this was rumored, no one really knew how this was going to turn out. But now that we got it, it looks awesome. The detail with kind of like the scaly, I don't want to say skin, I should have just said scales of the dinosaur. It's got the teeth. It's even holding the katanas that Deadpool usually has. It was the most hyped pop for that set that was announced at Funko Fair a couple weeks back, so it definitely deserves to be a little high on this list, more of the middle. So anyways, let's move on to number 5. So coming in at number 5, it is Deadpool laying down. I don't know the exact name for this. This is Deadpool when he's doing the Dr. Ian Malcolm pose from Jurassic Park. I think this looks awesome. This brings out the comedic style of Deadpool, like I mentioned a lot, because Deadpool, even though he's classified as a superhero, he's more of an anti-hero. He goes by his own rules. He doesn't listen to anyone else, and he's pretty funny. Him doing the Dr. Ian Malcolm pose where he's laying down and he's got this going on, really, really funny. It's a lot of people's favorite Deadpool pops when talking about Deadpool pops is this pose, and it's such a Deadpool thing to do, which is why it's such a great Deadpool pop. But at the same time, it's not one of my personal favorites, which is why it's in the middle of the list. But anyways, let's check out my number 4 pick. So my number 4 pick is really surprising, Zombie Deadpool. There's of course the one I'm talking about, and then there's the one that's called Deadpool with Headpool, but I chose this one over the Deadpool with Headpool. This one is really, really detailed, that's why it's high. It's one of the more detailed Deadpool pops, and it's one of the best Marvel Zombie pops, because there's a lot of Marvel Zombie pops they made, and they're like, this is alright, but like they really made this look like it was a zombie Marvel character. Like Deadpool's mask is ripped in half. You got like his jaw partially broken, kind of like how a zombie is. And they also added goo, and part of his arm is ripped off and he's holding it, like kind of waving with it, which is really, really awesome. That's a thing that I could totally see Deadpool doing if he was a zombie. So it's cool that Funko had kind of done this for this pop. But I think the only reason why it's not in the top 3 is the fact that I'm not the biggest fan of the Marvel Zombies lineup in general. So anyways, let's check out my number 3 pick. So coming in at number 3, it is the Deadpool versus Cable comic moments. I think that a comic moments definitely deserve to be on this top 10 list, and I think it's one of my favorite pops overall because it's a moments. You get 2 characters in one. You got Cable, you got Deadpool, and even the detail on just the ground is awesome, especially when you have the stop sign that's by Deadpool's foot there, as you can see in the photo, and it's got like what's supposed to be the Deadpool logo like spray painted over that sign. I think that's really, really awesome. And even the detail with Cable and his, I guess, gun or blaster, whatever you want to call it, really, really cool. So it's cool that they made a Deadpool moments, especially because you can pay a certain price to get 2 pops. Let's check out my number 2 pick. So coming in at number 2, it is the previews exclusive King Deadpool on Throne. I think this Pop Deluxe set looks really, really awesome, especially because he's on a throne and he's squishing an octopus, it looks like. So it's cool that you kind of see the mouth on the octopus. There's also the one eye that you can actually see, like the eyeball of the octopus, and like the tentacles are kind of just all over the place, which is really, really cool. And Deadpool's just chilling there like, you know, it's just a normal day at the office, which I think is really funny. Once again, we're bringing out that comedic aspect of Deadpool, and it's really, really good with this pop. And I think there was like 1 or 2 other King Deadpool pops, but I feel like this one kind of takes the cake, where you have King Deadpool sitting on a throne, but then you get this cool base to go along with it. And this would be a cool pop whether it's in box or it's out of box. Anyways, let's move on to my number 1 pick for the best Deadpool Funko Pop. So coming in at number 1, my number 1 pick for the best Deadpool Funko Pop is, I'm pretty sure the year is 2016, New York Comic Con, limited to 3,000 piece Deadpool with the Chimichanga Pop Ride. I think this looks awesome. I love the fact that they made the Chimichanga truck, and you also have Deadpool with a katana and a chimichanga in his hand, which I think is really, really awesome. It brings out what Deadpool is. He's a badass, and he's got a funny side to him when he eats his chimichangas, and you get a cool little pop rides where it's Deadpool's chimichangas. I think the only thing I would change about it in some sort of form is the fact that back in the day, is the fact that they used to make pop rides with just like the square cutout on the top instead of how they make pop rides now. At the same time, it was 2016 back then. Obviously, we're in 2021 now. Pops have kind of evolved for not only like the 4-inch pops, but also the pop rides have really evolved since then. So totally understandable that this pop looks like this. But anyways, guys, that's going to be the end of today's video. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you smash that like button. Comment in the comment section below on what your favorite Deadpool Funko Pop was. Was it one that I listed on my list, or was it something that I didn't list? Let me know in the comment section below. And like I said earlier, press the subscribe button for more content like this video in the future, and press the little bell beside it to be notified of when that future content gets released. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching today's video, and hope to see you guys next time. 1, 2, 3, I'm out of here. Follow us on all of our social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at A Funko Popcast. If you want to check out some of our other content that's featured on our channel, you can click either the playlist that's on your screen right now featuring previous episodes of our weekly podcast, A Funko Popcast, or we have suggested a video for you guys in relation to today's video.